What's up, y'all? So I know that some of y'all are looking at that length time and being like, hell no, I ain't sitting for a whole hour to watch it. No, no. I hear you. Yes, I hear you. We're here. I understand, and that's why I have a TLDR, and it will be here. Here. Ah. It's not about the view. It's not about the watch time for me. I just want people to understand where I'm coming from. So if that's what it takes for you, if you straight just don't want to watch this video at all, even though it's very entertaining, like I understand. Like, TLDR. Peace. Hey everybody, it's Rez. I'm back with another video. Today I want to talk about the Travis Scott situation because wasn't that weird? Wasn't that so extremely weird? And like we've never seen before. Munchkin! Stop. Stop. What are you doing? What are you doing? Messing up my shit. That's what you're doing. You know what? I just feel like the whole thing is a little too convenient. Yeah, no. That wasn't no accident. So let's go through the events that happened in order. In that order. It was November 5th, 2021. Astroworld had basically just got started and already it was becoming a shit show because his fans were finding entrances that weren't being secured properly and flooding through them. Some of these fans were literally being knocked down and trampled by others.
Hey, tell them to over here. Hey, y'all scoot over here.
Maybe you get in the front. Like, I don't know. I just don't, I don't know. Idol worship. Anyways, you heard screams of desperation. This girl was begging for everyone to please stop so that she could get the fuck up and stop being trampled. No one cared. No one gave a fuck. They fucked her ass up without a second. Like, wow. Really? All right. And I'm telling you, I don't know if I feel bad for these people. Like, anyone who's innocent, sure. Anyone who's a child, sure. But even the children, you know what I mean? Like, they were acting a motherfucking fool. Like, yes, the security was awful. Yes, Travis Scott is awful for not stopping the show. But these kids were literally trampling each other on the way in. I'm just saying, it lets you know what kind of culture he has facilitated for his fans and what kind of people he draws to him. Just saying. From the very beginning, people were already feeling the heat from being too close to one another. And that's when Travis Scott gets on stage and everyone rushes forward, crowd surge to the front.
As far as what happened goes, officials and concert-goer accounts describe the main driver of death and injury to be this massive crowd surge toward the stage as Travis Scott was set to perform. Numerous headlines have even described this as a stampede. So to describe it more clearly, thousands of people pushing to get closer to the stage, causing this collective compression of everybody further to the front, causing injuries, asphyxia, cardiac arrest.
Because all these people were pushing forward, there were some people who were trying to push back in order to regain some personal space. And then that just caused a lot of back and forth. And then the next thing you know, people are literally dying. Dying. Being knocked out. Being trampled. Being so squished between people that they're suffocating and turning blue. Okay? And Travis is seeing all of this. He sees people passing out and then being carried over these crowds of people so that they can get help.
Security, somebody help jump in real quick. Keep going. Just keep it just right. Somebody jump in. Come on, security. Get in there. Let's get in there. Let's get in there. Let's get in there. Let's get in there. Yeah.
He sees ambulances that can't even get through the crowd because the crowd is so packed.
If everybody can put a middle finger up in the sky. Okay, what my guys?
Ambulance! Half of the ambulance!
Y'all know what y'all came to do. Chase me, let's go. I want to make this motherfucking ground shake, goddammit. Here we go.
VIP was escorted out early before things started getting really bad. I wonder why. I wonder who knew. I wonder who maybe could have stopped it. I don't know. Who knows? And then what happened? Oh yeah, he went out and partied afterwards.
Travis Scott faced a new fury today as it emerged that he went to an after party with Drake after 8 people had died at his Astroworld Festival on Friday. TMZ reports that the rapper left the party when deaths had been confirmed, but a mass casualty event had been declared by city officials 30 minutes before he cut his performance short. Travis did not know the severity of the situation when he arrived at the party, a source told TMZ.
And then the next morning, he gave the most shit apology I've ever seen from anyone, anywhere on earth.
I just want to send out prayers to the ones that was lost last night. We're actually working right now to identify the families so we can help assist them through this tough time. You know, my fans really mean the world to me, and I always just really want to leave them with a positive experience. And anytime I can make out, anything that's going on, I stop the show and.
You ain't fucking sorry, my nigga. What the fuck? Oh my God, you literally don't give a fuck. You don't care at all. I've never seen anyone so apathetic about people dying on his accord. Like, it was surreal to see. It reminded me of this other video. And I can't find this video. I don't know where it is. I must have played it 100 times just looking into his dead eyes. But I didn't save the video, so I couldn't download it. I tried looking through my history 1,000 times. I couldn't find anything. I don't know if the video was taken down or what. But there's this video of Travis Scott talking to his fans on a live, saying, oh, I love my fans. Basically, like, really greasing them up so that he could fuck them in the worst way, I love my fans. I love my fans, I don't even love myself like that, but, I really love my fans. Hold up. How does one do that? How does one love millions of people that they've never met without loving themselves? How'd I do? How'd I do that? What do you do to that? What's that? What's that? How does that go down? Like, I'm trying to figure it out. Like, how does one do? It's impossible. Munchkin. So let's get to the response from, the world. Now, on one side, you could argue, don't take this too seriously. Stuff like this just happens sometimes. I wish that was the case. Like, things like this don't happen that often anymore. This has happened before. But let me just tell you this. When it has happened before, the people on stage didn't know what was happening, and afterwards they were so distraught that they weren't able to finish their tours because they were that depressed about what fucking happened. And once again, what did Travis Scott do? Immediately. I don't know if nobody told him, but like I don't believe that he didn't know anything at all. Like that's just absurd that he didn't know anything at all. Kylie Jenner and her baby got escorted out before all the bad stuff even happened. He had to know something was going to go down. And then it went down, and then afterwards he partied. Like how else? Don't make no sense unless he did it on purpose. Like, just look at the promotional materials. The set, the stage shape, the security protocol.
And now we're finding out there was a 56-page security pamphlet. 56 security pages. And how many people passed away and or got hurt? They put in this 56-page security pamphlet that the concert goers that had passed away were not to be called DEAD. They were to be identified as Smurfs. You can't make this up. Y'all, these shows are thought out months in advance. The blueprints to this is thought out and finessed months in advance. It was designed to be a death trap.
The lack of actual security on the day of the festival. And on top of everything, the weird relationship that he has with his fans that is anything but reciprocal. Like, this piece of promotion specifically really got my gears turning because I don't know, it looks very suspect to me. Like, what the fuck is this? Okay, so let's talk about what we got here. Okay. We got a spiraling black hole or white hole or whatever you want to call it. It's a death hole where things disappear into and never come out again, so death. Then you got some fucking tracks going down in there. Like it's a ride.
All around you with their eyes rolled in the back of their heads, just being moved with the crowds.
Yeah, you're riding. And there's a little skull right there, so you know I'm not just saying, oh, it's definitely one of those spatial holes that you don't come out of again. Like, that's not just me making an assumption. There's literally a skull in the bottom right corner of the picture. Like, it's like he's basically saying, yeah, you are gonna die. Like, but that's just, you know, it's all the way at the bottom. So it's like, that's just a side note, though. Just focus on the ride. So you got that, right? And then you got the eye that's watching the whole thing. Almost like the concert, right? Right? Isn't it very similar to the concert? Like,
Run it. Yeah.
his mind is so fucked up, and he has managed to manifest his dreams in a way that, like, and this is not me patting him on the back, but I'm saying, like, it is amazing. It's disgusting, but it's also amazing the way his brain has been able to project out into the world and create what it has created. Like, this to me really tells us manifestation is a thing. Manifestation is real. If you're thinking about something enough, your brain will eventually build a system in which it can thrive, you know, off of whatever energy you're putting into yourself, you know? So, yeah, that's what he did. He's been manifesting this for a long time. This was not a mistake. He's always treated his fans like things. He's clearly got very specific beliefs that he puts in his music. And man, you know what I mean? Like, I don't mean to be that guy who's like, ooh, spiritual nonsense, but that's what it looks like to me. It looks like some sort of weird, I don't know. the whole thing just looked like some sort of weird ritual. Right? Like, I can't believe I'm saying that, but it's like if you seen the thing, like. I feel stupid even saying that shit, cause it's like it's like not even, it's almost not real. Like, it reminds me of something out of Metalocalypse. You know what I mean? Have you ever seen that show? Like, not nearly as extreme, obviously, but like, you know what I mean? It's just strange. Strange. Like, this whole thing was strange and at least somewhat purposeful. And I feel like anyone who says differently just doesn't have their eyes open. And let's talk about more reactions, because I feel like reactions are funny. I've seen religious reactions, a bunch of people being like, oh, this is going to bring so many people to the Lord. Like, are you really going to turn this tragedy into your little fan base for God getting more fans? Like, what is this? Like a fan club exchange? Like, Travis Scott gets less fans, my God gets more. Like, y'all are weird, okay? And that's all I'm gonna say about it. And his fans, oh my God, his fans. He didn't know. Oh my God, it's not his fault. He didn't know. Are you sure about that? Man, you must not value your life at all. Cause you know what I mean? He can say all he wants that he's sorry, but his actions speak louder than his words. He saw a fucking ambulance not being able to make its way through the crowd and kept the show going. And that's all there needs to be said about that. Like, here's my thing. A lot of these fans are fucking brainwashed. Can we all admit that? That's the reason this surge happened in the first place. They're fucking brainwashed. So, if Travis Scott at that concert had been like, hey, everybody shut the fuck up and calm the fuck down. Check to see if anybody's passed out. Pick them up. Pick them up. Just like what's his name did.
Hold up. Yo. We got a little problem up here.
Pick them up right
Everybody
now.
up. Sorry, you guys. We gotta look out for safety first, for real.
If he did that, don't you think his fans would listen? Don't you think so? But he didn't do it once. No, what he did? He got them real hype.
I want to make this motherfucking ground shake, goddammit.
Nah, no one can convince me that he didn't do that on purpose. Y'all are crazy. Then you got your virtue signalers who are oh so concerned about people's feelings to the point where they just will not look at what's in front of them. Look at what's actually happened. They'll acknowledge the tragedy and that it shouldn't have happened and that it could have been prevented, but they won't acknowledge the symbolism behind the actions.
And I'm sure by now you've heard survivors from that concert. Yes, they are survivors of that concert. Share their experience of how people were turning blue. So to add on to that, he's wearing a shirt where people are blue going through this doorway and are coming out red with devil horn.
They won't acknowledge that he has a literal flaming bird and a roaming eye on the stage. People saying, like, don't talk about demonic stuff, okay? You're disrespecting the families of the people that died, okay? People died, okay? We know that. We're trying to get to the bottom of this shit so it doesn't happen again. Girl, what are you talking about? Like, all the lawful things are already being handled by authorities. I feel like it's our duty as a society to take into account what kind of symbolism is being used and what has been gotten out of it. I mean, come on, like, isn't that fair? Like, that's how people manifest, through symbolism, you know? Art is symbolism. People manifest through that, like, and your manifestations aren't always good for others. Like, I think we should be assessing how he got to this point. We all have a very similar psychological framework that keeps us all connected and able to communicate with each other. What I'm really getting at is that when you invoke a spirit, you're bound to manifest it at some point. Especially if you're using specific symbolism that propels that process. You see what he did, and you see the imagery that he's invoking, but they're not connected in any way? That makes no sense to me. That makes no sense at all to me. You can't ignore that shit, man. Ignoring it is just allows that shit to thrive. Like, you're gonna let that go under your nose? You're gonna let that shit fly right over your head like that? And not take it into account, not even a little bit? Because, like, it's not the main facet of the situation. By no means is it that. But it's a facet. And you should be paying attention to it at least somewhat. Not discounting it altogether and saying, no, that's fucking stupid religious bullshit. Like, yeah, I agree. But look at what he's done with it, is what I'm saying. Look at what he's been able to do with it. Look at what he's been able to manifest within his own brain because he believes in that stuff. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not religious. I'm not. I don't fucking care about religion. But look at the kind of stuff that, like, it has real world effects. People believe this stuff. And they do things in service of it. To some degree or another, it is real. Even if you don't thoroughly believe in the backstory of the Bible and all that stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're invoking that. If you're invoking that, it's true for you. Right? He wants to be a demon. I don't believe in demons, but this guy clearly wants to be one. And that's all I'm saying. And when I tell you he's been manifesting this for a very long time, I'm telling you, this isn't the first time something like this has happened with him. Riots. Him constantly talking about sneaking in his ragers or something like that. Going on songs and being like, it's not a mosh pit if there's no injuries. It seems to me that people getting hurt is his whole MO. Like, that's just what it seems like to me. Just seems to me. He believes that mosh pits are supposed to be violent because he wants people to get hurt. Period. And above all, writing songs and filming videos bragging about having basically formed a cult. Like, from what I can tell, basically what happened that night was knowing that tens of thousands of his fans will be pushing and shoving and doing whatever they could to get to him below. He just watches all the chaos ensue from the safety of his perch. Like, it was demonic. Like, there's no other word to describe. There's no other word to describe it. There's just no other word to describe it but demonic, you know. In a spiritual sense, because to a lot of the people who go to his concerts, he's an idol of sorts, you know. Not nearly all. Like, I feel like, and especially after this concert, I feel like a lot of people are waking up to the fact that this dude is, like, off in a major way. But there's still a lot of fans that will come to his rescue anyway, because people are desperate to have any sense of self, even if that sense of self comes out of, you know, a person who's done really terrible things. He's like a serial killer that leaves around all these hints and mementos just to take satisfaction in doing something really, really wrong, all while still engaging in it. Sick. As far as I can tell, the dude is a sociopathic narcissist. Someone who specifically pulls you in so that they can get satisfaction in destroying you for their own gain. Oof. Yeah, that's how he comes across to me. I don't know if it's true. I'm not a fucking psychologist psychoanalyst. I'm none of those things. I don't have a degree. But that's just how I'm feeling based upon his actions. Like, here's my question. Do his fans actually read his lyrics? Because I feel like if y'all had been reading the lyrics like you should have been, and I'm not, no shade, I'm just saying, like, why would you not read, why would you just be listening to a song for its beat and not listening to the actual lyrics, and therefore not know who the fuck you're listening to? You know what I mean? Like, you can't really separate an artist from the art. That's not a fucking thing. Like, you can enjoy the art and hate the artist, but you can't separate them. And I hate when people say that. Like, y'all better be listening to this lyrics, because if you had been listening to the lyrics, you would have known that you were being played for fools. Like, this added on to the fact that most of his fans are mere children. Go figure. Okay? Children who are easily taken into the industry via a little tactic called bait and switch that the industry loves to use. And while I'm here, I might as well go ahead and bring it up. I think Lil Nas X is a little bit of a slug. He's always like, oh, you guys hate me because I'm gay. Like, what? No. I hate you because you came on the scene being a fucking kitty bopper, and then all of a sudden you came out with this over hypersexualized bullshit while having the same fans. Like, your fans are kids. Like, you know that. You knew that. When you released Old Town Road, you knew who was listening to that shit. It was kids. Grown people wasn't listening to Old Town Road, motherfucker. You know who the fuck your audience was. Ugh. Anyway, Travis Scott is an industry plant and narcissist who uses his art merely as a tool to get the things that he wants. Money, power, and pussy. And he expresses many a time in his songs that very sentiment. But because people are unaware that this type of thing even happens, you know, no matter how seriously these ideas are being portrayed, they're not taken seriously because most people are just not very emotionally intelligent, let's say. They're unaware of their own intentions, therefore unaware of the intentions of their so-called idol. And just based on the music, and I'm definitely going to get into that in just a second, Travis doesn't merely look down on his fans from a pedestal. The fans are the pedestal. Okay? Alright? Let's get into it. Let's dive head first into the video that I find the most disturbing, and the one that I think symbolizes what happened at the concert the most. It's called I Don't Want to Wake Up. And before I even start the song, I just want to say this whole song is so baby. Like, he's just, like, narcissists are so baby. And if you know anything about narcissists, you know what I mean. Like, they want what they want, and that's it. Like, there is not even any consideration for the outside world and the people around them. Like, if they have to hurt those people, like, they'll do whatever mind tricks they have to in order to justify them doing it. You know? Baby. 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 You're a baby. What's the name of that? Wait, it's Wake Up. Yup. Right off the bat, first thing I notice is the fact that we're at this fancy hotel type looking place. There's expensive cars on the lot, and in the middle of all of this fancy bullshit, you have people just on the ground, laid out everywhere. And he comes by, doesn't pay attention to the people, touches the car changes color. Then he keeps on going about his merry way. Now, to me, this signifies him not giving a damn about people in general and caring about things more. And it also signifies the fact that he has the energy to be able to revive these people, but he chooses not to. Instead, he would rather change the color on his car. Y'all, already, like, the symbolism is, like, there. Like, he basically told y'all what he was about from the very beginning, and y'all didn't listen. I feel like this is a good time to stop and see the lyrics real quick. I don't want to wake up. I want you spread out on the sheets. Said her pussy so good and said her pussy so sweet. I don't want to wake up. I want to flow through my streams, getting me hot under my feet. I don't want to wake up. So basically here in this chorus, he's saying, I'm living my dream right now, getting whatever I want, whenever I want, and I don't plan on waking up. And if I have to drag everyone down to hell in order for me to get to heaven, it's what I'm going to do.
I wanna wake up. Please don't wake me up, I feel it creeping. Controlling how you moving, lucid dreaming. Always on the side of different seasons. Yeah.
Now we see him floating. He's starting to float. He's starting to get high. He's got all of this liquid stuff around him. We don't know what it is yet, but it's, you know, it's holding him up. It's getting him high. And that, like, he wants to stay high. Right? Okay.
Took that beltway down to your hood. Said you was in the crowd. I never looked. Looking back how things came back around. Guess I was hooked. Burn the bread and then we burn the town. We both was cooked, yeah.
Okay. Now we got some black birds hovering over the dead bodies outside of the window. I wonder what that symbolizes.
Like the weekend. That's my cocoa. I'm her iced tea. Yeah. Bend her over for some piping. It's lit! Build a crowd, cut the lightning. Pop it now. No, we can't sleep. No.
And here is the smoking fucking gun. The fact that we can see that these are not mere water droplets. They're not just aesthetically pleasing visuals. This is him telling us that he is an energy stealer. Where is it coming from? It's coming from people's bodies. The stuff that he's using to hold himself up over others and everything else is other people's energy. Narcissist. He's a whole sociopathic narcissist. Oh Lord. Okay, and now let's look at the lyrics. This is ridiculous. Like, oh my god. Y'all, this make my stomach turn. Okay. Please don't wake me up, I feel it creeping. Controlling how you moving, lucid dreaming. Always on the side of different seasons. To me, this is talking about how, you know, he feels the fact that he's human creeping up on him. Like, he doesn't want to feel human. He wants to feel like a god at all times. So what does he do? He starts controlling how you move in lucid dreaming. He starts to, like, you know how narcissists do that kind of negging thing? Like, I'm sure he employs a certain kind of negging where he can, like, kind of get people to do what he wants to do. You know, kind of get at them in all of these little ways to make them act in the way that you want them to. So yeah, he's probably someone who's always on the look for insecure people. Always on the side of different seasons. Always on the side of different seasons. Yeah. So that's him talking about how he's creating all of these emotions in other people, but he himself does not feel those emotions. And he's not willing to empathize with you. He just wants to suck. He just wants to take from you. Took that beltway down to your hood. Say you was in the crowd. I never looked. Looking back how things came back around. Guess I was hooked. Burned the bread and then we burned the town. We both was cooked. Damn, he, you know what's so funny? He specifically, I feel like he has a certain self-awareness about his condition that he's just not willing to change because he likes the way he's functioning. That's funny. Took that beltway down to your hood, say you was in the crowd, I never looked. Yeah, that's basically him just bragging, saying like, I don't fuck with you no more, you know, it's like a neg. It's like, oh, you were there? Oh, I didn't even look. You know what I mean? Like, whether or not you had been there is not even relevant to me. I wouldn't have noticed. Looking back how things came back around, guess I was hooked. Basically, he's talking about his addiction to supply. Burn the bread and then we burn the town. We both was cooked. Burn the bread and then we burn the town. Like, yeah, because narcissists are never satisfied. So yeah, they're not sustainable people. They're the farthest thing from sustainable. They literally take only to waste. That's their that's their modus operandi. Like, so yeah, like in that way, a narcissist is always going to get as much out of a situation as they possibly can, just only to move on from that situation. And so in that way, you could say you metaphorically burn that shit down. You burn it to the ground and then you move on to the next town, right? And then he says, burn the bread and then we burn the town. We both was cooked. Both of us. So that to me signifies how narcissists are really self-sacrificing. They sacrifice themselves and other people and everyone else within their vicinity in order to please themselves. Like, they don't care about their soul. They only care about the pleasures that they're getting from their actual body. He really only cares about just like the stuff that he can put in his mouth, the stuff that he can put his dick into. Like, that's all he gives a fuck about. That's all a lot of people give a fuck about. And that's why they get mixed up in all this garbage in the first place. Nah. Please don't wake me up. I feel like I'm dreaming. Any given Sunday, you can get it, Willie Beeman. I can make your Mondays even better, like The Weeknd. Okay, he's basically saying, like, I'm God, I do whatever I want. I party whenever I want. Like, if you're with me, you know, you will get whatever you want, potentially. That's my Coco. I'm her iced tea. Yeah, bend her over for some piping. Bust the cloud, shoot the lightning. Pop it now, no we can't sleep. Okay, so that's my Coco. I'm her iced tea. Coco talking about pussy and how the pussy is his drug. And I don't know what iced tea specifically means. I don't know what he's trying to say there. Like, cause Ice-T is just a rapper, you know. Like, what does Ice-T do? Like, you know what I mean? Maybe he's talking. Did Ice-T sell drugs? Let me look that up real quick. Cause if he sold drugs, then maybe we're getting somewhere. Hold on a second. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh my god! He's a pimp! Travis Scott is pimping women in exchange for drugs. Oh my god. Alright. That's what I'm saying, y'all. All it takes is reading the lyrics. Like, they'll tell artists, like, don't give a fuck anymore. They'll just lay it out on the table. You just have to read it. You just have to read it. Like, you... He's like telling you, bruh. Bend her over for some piping. Bust a cloud, shoot the lightning. Pop it now, no we can't sleep. Sounds like he's getting her drugged up so that he can fuck her for as long as possible. I'm sorry if anyone's offended. But no, I'm not. No, I'm not. Fuck you. You should be offended about these lyrics. I don't want to wake up. Won't you spread on the sheets? Blah.
Under my feet when I wake up. Ooh.
This scene right here. Does this look familiar to y'all? The fire. Him being... like higher up, people passed out. So this doesn't look disturbing. This didn't look disturbing. When was this uploaded? 2 years ago. This didn't set off any alarm bells for y'all. The room is on fire. People are scattered and passed out. And he's standing in the middle of the room, not giving a fuck about none of that shit, on his phone. And then the bodies all go off with the wind because they're not merely passed out, they're fucking dead. They're fucking dead. Okay? And And then the statue cracks. I don't know. That statue, I think, is an angel or something. And then we see a woman floating in the pool. See all these people passed out all around this mansion.
Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh.
And then we see Travis Scott floating above some water with all of his supply circling him. And then the camera goes under the water. This, you know what? This shot to me almost seems like he's making fun of the dead people. Like, oh, look at y'all. Y'all swimming with the fishes. You're swimming with the fishes. Where am I? I'm above the water. Alive. Alive. And I'm gonna stay alive. I'm going to keep feeding off of your energy for as long as I possibly can. Yeah. 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 I hope you go to jail. You probably won't because you have a lot of money and a lot of lawyers. And I'm sure you have, I don't know, some type of system backing you up somewhere, somehow. But you deserve to go to jail. You're a fucked up individual. You are such a fucked up individual for doing this. Like, I can't deny the geniusness of it all. Like, I really can't. Like he set out to do something and then he did it and he manifested it in a way that made people more attracted to him. Like, he told everybody in this very artistic way all of what he was about. And people, that just went right over people's heads. People were so focused on the beat and how it sounds. They didn't listen to the lyrics, didn't understand the lyrics. And like, and it just, you know what I mean? It's so weird to even think about. Like the fact that he told y'all, he was telling y'all this whole time, he's been telling y'all what his intentions for you were. And he was using him telling you as a way to get you to come closer. Because you weren't listening to the lyrics. Like, that is so fucked up. And genius, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry, but it is. Like, you can't deny that. You can't deny it. Like, whether he did this consciously or subconsciously, like, it's genius. Okay? It's just fucking evil genius. This whole thing is so weird. Like, so weird. Like, who's seen anything like this before? Telling people what their fate is, basically. And then having them just fall into the trap anyway. Like, that's... Wow. 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 Let's look at the rest of these lyrics. You decide if I live or die. When you're close, I'm alive. I can feel the sky. I just want your body close to me. Oh, and if I OD, I'll be alone with no heartbeat. I hope they kill us with a ghost in the Lambo. And the door's going up. Suicide. This is some demonic shit, man. This is some for real demonic shit. I feel like there's a lot more to uncover. So I'll probably do at least 2 more. After this song, I'll do 2 more songs in another video. I can't do anymore. And like, after this, I'm gonna be done for the day because I'm fucking tired already. Now let's get to the video that everybody was mad about. Escape Plan. This is the one that everybody was mad about because of how ironically it's named. And also because it was uploaded like the day before Astroworld. Alright, let's get into it.
All the chains and especially just have it if you sang and okay, fuck that Burke and she just needs some encouragement. Fix that attitude, she thinks she need a surgeon. Stunt like madness do. I put you in that magnitude. Oh, hey, I embrace the pussy. I'm not trying to embarrass you. Okay, I got a lavish crew. Me chase the rocker. Dated you, the business trapper. I'm the rapper. A lot of do. A lot of you. I film directed. Helter skelter. Off the seltzer like it's juice.
So, I think he does do demonic practices. This right here, this part, this helter skelter part, and then the fact that he's got a scarf over his head, that to me kind of symbolizes the whole star, the weird stars of Satanism, you know. That's what it looks like he's like doing, like in a roundabout way. Well, not, you know, literally drawing a star on the ground in a circle.
Let's go. Cause a good estate plan, that was the escape plan. But wait, and then wait,
And what I find really interesting is like right after that shot with the scarf over his head, he goes straight to a shot where he's in a circle wherein 3 dogs are on each side of him. You got 6 black dogs in a circle. I'm not one of those people who's gonna be like, witchcraft, but that's what it looks like to me. It looks like some goddamn witchcraft. Like, I don't care, ultimately. I only really care what you do with it, but look. All I'm saying is, look. Okay, I'm not gonna watch any more of the video. It's fucking boring, okay? Besides the witchcraft stuff, the devil worship stuff, there's really no symbolism here. It's just him showing off his lavish lifestyle. It's not worth watching. Let's just go straight to the lyrics. I've been listening to the lyrics, and man, those things are something nasty. Escape plan. He says, 12-figure estate plan, that was the escape plan, but hate investigating, that shit was a waste, man. I don't know if he says waistband or waste man, but either way, he's saying it was for shit. But wait, I stopped the facing because that shit just started racing. That's what a lot of narcissists do. Like, instead of facing their problems and like maturing from facing them, they just kind of forget everything. You know, they have a very whatchamacallit memory. But wait, I stopped the facing because that shit just started racing. But wait, it opened gates and this shit just started parading. The second he decided he wanted to become less and less of a human being and more of what would be attracted to the world, that's when stuff started parading. That's when his career really started going. Yeah, of course it would. I bet it would. I bet it would. I bet. Anyway, we out the basement on one floor where it's vacant. She feeling anxious to be out where it's dangerous. So yeah, we started from the bottom, now we here. And then he says, and then he's talking about how he likes the fact that he can produce fear in the women that he brings to his home. Like, he likes the power, he likes the perceivable power that he has over these women, that he has more privilege than. He likes it. He likes having it, and he likes lording it over the women that he dates. And he also brags, oh, she's mixed up in her language. Jamaica Spanglish, she's mixed up in her language. Like, she probably doesn't even understand most of what I say, but she'll hang around because I got money. I can basically do whatever I want to her. Right? That wop need draining. Just have it if you singing. Okay. Fuck that Birkin. She just needs some encouragement. Fix that attitude. She thinks she need a surgeon. Okay. And show some gratitude. I put you in that altitude. Okay. Now here he's talking about grooming women. That wop need draining. Just have it if you singing. I will fuck you for favors if you will do what I say. Fuck that Birkin. She just needs some encouragement. To me, fuck that Birkin, she just needs some encouragement. Fix that attitude, she thinks she needs a surgeon. To me, those lines are very akin to the saying of, like, give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach a man to fish, he eats well for the rest of his life. But instead of that being a good thing, this time it's a bad thing. Here's the game. Here's some game for you, okay? A lot of what happens nowadays is hoe and pimp behavior. Very transactional relationships, you know? So a lot of women out there, they're able to neg men into giving them things in order to have them on their arm, you know what I mean? Like, they're willing to sell themselves as a trophy wife, or, you know, whatever the man thinks he needs in exchange for a Birkin. fucking stupid, but if that's what you want, you know. And so here he's saying, you know, fuck the Birkin. I'm gonna make sure that I mind fuck you first, so that when I finally do give you the Birkin, you'll have earned it, as far as I'm concerned. Fix that attitude. She thinks she need a surgeon. Make her, basically neg her into thinking that she needs to change her looks. Like, okay, and show some gratitude. I put you in that altitude. He basically groomed her to make her even more attractive to people like him. So in a way, like it, oof, I hate it. I just hate it. Oh my God, I fucking hate it. I don't know, like if these women perceive themselves to have been helped, I guess gratitude is in order. But have you really helped them though? You haven't. You've done what you've done to them out of your own selfish gain. It wasn't about them. It wasn't for them. You know? But that's his narcissism talking, like, while completely not at all taking the other person's feelings into account. It's grooming. They stunt like Manus do. I put you in that magnitude. Oh, hey. I embrace the pussy. I'm not trying to embarrass you. Basically, here he's saying, you wouldn't be shit without me. And, like, I'm not trying to embarrass you, but you're not a human being. You are just pussy. You ought to be grateful that you're in the position that you're in. I put you there. You know, it's that kind of attitude. And, like, in a way, he's right. In a way. It's just so fucking ridiculous. Like, he's so disgusting. His lifestyle's disgusting. And, like, coming from a place of such wrongness. But also, in that same way, he's right. Because, like, you know what I mean? When you tell the world something and then the world replies yes. Like, you know what I mean? The world is kind of feeding you. Like, and so, like, if you get big, like, whose fault is it? It's the world. Like, the world wants this. This is what the world wants. Okay, I got a lavish crew. Me, Chase the Rocker, the day did you. Business trapper, I'm not a rapper. A lot I do, a lot to you. So, this is basically him just talking about being a pimp. I film directed Helter Skelter off the seltzer like it's juice. And he's talking about how he was able to manipulate these women into becoming hoes for him. 12-figure estate plan, that was the escape plan, blah, 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 blah. Niggas dying for the chain around my neck, that's life alert. I'm not even gonna address that. I be trying not to go back in my ways, I can't revert. When he says back in his ways, I have to assume that he means like becoming an actual person and not giving into all of his narcissistic tendencies. The excursion, I'm 7 C's, I drop her off at Turks. If it's static, then I'm having 50, drop him off at church. The excursion, I'm 7 C's, I drop her off at Turks. The excursion, I'm 7 C's, I drop her off at Turks. To me, this basically sounds like he's searching the world for the perfect pussy. If it's static, then I'm having 50, drop him off at church. Like I said, he thinks he's a god, and he thinks that all these women that he sees as hoes, he thinks he's helping them. He thinks he's a god and that he's like blessing them in a way. I can't. Anyway. Up early, rolling up a Benny. She just want to taste the candy. Probably soaking up her panties. Nasty when she off the woo. You've got her hooked on drugs, and she'll be willing to give you whatever you want in exchange for those drugs, and you probably want pussy. Bust a move on Marco Angie. I just went and bought a planet. Now that shit was never planted. That's not what your ex-manager said. That's not what your ex-manager said. In fact, you know what he also said? He said you tried to leave him for dead. No, he said he did. He said you did leave him for dead. He was having a whole seizure. And you just left him. So that's the song. Like, yeah, like he's got a really disgusting lifestyle. And the fact that people are listening to this stuff and not listening to the lyrics, like when you allow people to walk under the radar like that and not focus in on them and really try to understand where they're coming from and what their intentions are. This is what you get. I'm sorry. This is what happens when you let certain people get famous. This is just what happens. I also want to point out that the reason this kind of stuff even happens, and the ex-manager, while I feel bad for him that Travis did that to him, he came out about this stuff, but he also came out about the fact that Travis Scott paid his way into the industry, basically. And he does it in a way that makes it seem like he doesn't think that the fact that he paid his way into the industry has anything to do with what happened to him and what is happening in Astroworld. But let me tell you something. That's the reason. That's the reason. People being able to pay their way into the industry is the reason shit like this happens. A lot of people in the industry do shit just like this. In the pop music industry, it's a lot of people. It's more than you think. Because here's the thing. Like, people are sheep. They'll listen to whatever is on the radio. Because people are lazy. People are not going to go out of their way to, like, find their own musical tastes. So they just adopt the musical taste of whatever is mainstream. They just turn on the radio and say, yep, this is what I'm listening to now. No offense to people who listen to pop music and only pop music, but no cap, y'all are sheep. Facts. Anyways, but yeah, this is not something new. Stuff like that happens in the industry all the time. And so that what goes along with that is most of the people in the music industry are not really in it for the music, because people who really care about music, they don't give a fuck about what things look like to other people. It only matters what, you know what I mean? Because music is about, like, it's a soulful experience. And being soulful just does not, on any level, require you to fake anything. You shouldn't have to fake having fans. You shouldn't have to fake being popular. Like, you should be popular by merit. Like, are you so afraid? Like, is your ego that fragile that you wouldn't be able to handle being a nobody? You know? Like, why do you have to do all this extra shit? Why can't you just make your music? Because it's not about the music for them. And it's about other things, spiritual things. When any old person with some money can get famous and garner all this huge fan base, yeah, this kind of stuff is going to happen. Like, people who are not really in it for the music. They're only in it for the power, the money, the pussy. Those are the kinds of people who are thriving in the industry. It's not people who really want to make music just for the sake of making music. It's the people who have bad intentions behind the music. R. Kelly, Drake. Like, the list goes on, like, because our society facilitates this type of behavior. It just goes right over people's head. People don't even notice it. Y'all need to start really watching these videos. Y'all need to start really listening to these lyrics. At this point, it could literally be what saves your life. And I guess that's all I have to say about it. I think I'm done. I hope everybody has a good day. Drink some water. All right, I'm out.
Straight from Mexico, on the... Come here, bitch. Get that motherfucker, get him. You tried to take my shoe? You want to be a thief? Fuck him up, fuck him up, fuck him up.
The Houston Chronicle said Travis Scott continued performing for 37 minutes after the festival had already been declared a mass casualty event.
I just want to send out prayers to the ones that was lost last night. We're actually working right now to identify the families so we can help assist them through this tough time. You know, my fans really mean the world to me, and I always just really want to leave them with a positive experience. And anytime I can make out, anything that's going on, I stop. For sure.
Exactly right. Someone in there. People are fucking dying. I want to save somebody's life. That's somebody's kid.
Two hands to the sky.
I want to save him.
Two hands to the sky. Two hands up, y'all. Two hands up. Y'all know what y'all came to do. Chase me. Let's go. Run it.
They put in this 56-page security pamphlet that the concert goers that had passed away were not to be called DEAD. They were to be identified as Smurfs. You can't make this up.
Standing in the ocean. Standing in the ocean. In that 90210, 90210.
I feel like we was in a concert in hell. Thinking it's probably gonna be like at least 100 people who dead tonight. Like,
It was so demonic. The energy was so demonic. The set was demonic. Travis was demonic. We were literally in hell. Like, it felt like we were in hell. Nobody could breathe. We were all suffocating. Everybody around me was suffocating. We were standing on our tiptoes, and all you see is everyone around you, chins up, gasping for air, and that's all you see around you. Suffocating us so bad that people were bleeding out of their mouths and their nose. People were screaming bloody murder, literally, begging for help from anybody. There was nothing that anybody could do. The floors were covered in bodies. You're doing your very best. We're fighting for our fucking lives. We're doing our very best to stay up. You couldn't even put your foot on the ground. You're stepping over other people. You're stepping over other people's shoes, just trying to fucking breathe. I'm surrounded by unconscious bodies. I don't even know if these people were alive. There's just people all around you with their eyes rolled in the back of their heads, just being moved with the crowds. There was nowhere we could go. We were trying to push back. We were trying to push back to get out, and we're just getting pushed forward. We're just getting pushed deeper into the crowd. There's sinkholes of people in the crowds all around me. Like, if I would have hit the floor, I would have never gotten up. You can see, like, adults holding their children up, like, trying to get them to safety. There's kids, like, pissing and shitting themselves as a trauma response. It took us 30 minutes to get out of the crowd, and we were in the back. As we finally get out, you just see people running out, bawling, lips blue. There's people, they're dragging dead bodies out of the crowd. Dead bodies. And Travis knew. Travis had a bird's eye view on everybody and could see everything. He was asked multiple times to stop, and his responses are, "You know what you were here for," something like that, and let's rage.
Munchkin, stop. Stop. What are you doing? What are you doing? Messing up my shit. That's what you're doing. Look at this. Look at this little guy. He just can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Calm down. You wouldn't even have woken up if I hadn't woken up. I don't even understand why you doing all this extra shit. Munchkin.
They sound like madness, do I put you in that magnitude? Oh, hey, I embrace the pussy. I'm not trying to embarrass you. Okay, I got a lavish crew. Me taste the rocket dated you. Business is little. Oh my God.